I sold over $300,000 of content services, and majority of that was in the last 12 months. And I want to share with you guys some of the lessons that I've learned from getting to that point. The number one lesson is understand what it is that you're selling. A lot of the times people are starting a business but don't even really understand what it is that they're selling. I made a video in the past where I talk about the difference between knowing and understanding what it is that you're selling. Everybody knows what they're selling, but not everybody understands. The difference between knowing and understanding is that knowing is just being able to tell somebody what it is that you're selling, right? In my case, it was just content. Whereas understanding is being able to find any opportunity to inject your service or product into their life or into their business. So when you truly understand what it is that you're selling, you can talk to anybody and you're able to control the conversation in a way that benefits you so that you can inject this service or product that you are selling. No matter the scenario, no matter who the person is. Now, number two is knowing who you're selling it to. Because truth to be told, not everybody is going to be your target audience. Not everybody's gonna buy your product. Not everybody can buy your product or your service. And so understanding and knowing who exactly your product or your service is geared towards is super duper important. Now, a few things to keep in mind is, all right, if your product or service is a high ticket product or service, you gotta make sure that you're talking to the right people, meaning these people that you're talking to need to be able to afford your services or your product. Because at the end of the day, if let's say you're selling a premium service at $5,000 a month, you can't be talking to business owners who don't even make $5,000 a month, because no one in their right mind is going to invest their entire revenue, their entire monthly revenue into one service. And so that's the big mistake that I made in the past. Was I was advertising my services to poor people, and that never really worked out because there was always price objections. And when there's price objections, then next thing you know, you're just going to be stuck in this loop of negotiations, and you get yourself in a deal that you're not really happy with. And so yeah, understand who you're selling to. Number three, know your business better than anybody, because there's nothing worse than someone asking questions about your business and you not knowing what the answer is. Because if you can't even confidently talk about your business with conviction, how do you expect somebody to buy from you? How do you expect that person to respect whatever it is that you're saying if you can't even explain to them what it is that you're selling? And so knowing your business in and out is crucial. That way, when you have conversations with anybody, you become very impressive, because no matter what the situation is, no matter what the question is, you're still able to talk to them with confidence and conviction. A lot of the times when I was starting my business, whenever clients would have questions, I would mumble. I would say a lot of filler words because I didn't really know the answer to them, which was not a good look. And the main reason for that was, in the very beginning, and I guess we can move over to the next lesson, is that in my old business, I tried to offer every service under the sun. And so I was never really a master of anything. I was just a jack of all trades. When I first started my marketing agency, before it became what it was, I tried to offer everything, whether that was graphic designs, photos, videos, website, SEOs, At one point, I even tried to offer business consultation, and I had no idea what I was doing. But I just figured that, hey, I don't want to leave any money on the table. Let me just offer everything. I was confused. I didn't understand the business that I was running. And so whenever somebody would ask me questions about SEO and then websites, and the next thing you know, I'm just like all over the place, I would lose them instantly. Because why would someone invest a few $1,000s a month into somebody who's not even confident about their own business? And the thing about being confused is that if you don't know what it is that you do, how do you expect your clients or your customers to talk about your services? You lose out on a lot of opportunity there, because if your customers can't even articulate what it is that you do, then they will never, ever refer your business to anybody, because they don't know what the hell it is that you do. Another lesson is just showing the world that you exist. Tell the world that you're active. Show the world that you're active. Show the world that you exist. Show the world that you're capable of this. And you do this by creating content. Create as much content as possible. Create as much organic content as possible, because this is how you're nurturing your potential customers. Now, I've had clients come to me and say, hey David, listen, I've been watching you for over 2 years now, but I think it's time for us to work with each other. Isn't that crazy? This person has been watching me for over 2 years, and it's only now that they decide to want to work with me. And so you never know who's watching. You never know when you're going to be able to close a deal. And so the lesson there is always show up, because otherwise, if you stop showing up, then people are just going to assume that you're no longer active and you are no longer in business, and they will never reach out to you. Uh-oh. Crazy accident on the road here. I got stuck. Oh, there's two of them. Oh, collision. Yikes. So yes, the lesson there is garner as much attention as possible, so that way you can be constantly nurturing all your audience. You're basically turning them into cold audience, into a warm audience, into a hot audience. And so the more you show up, the more you're nurturing them, the easier it is to close these people. And let me tell you something about content and how powerful it is. When I was running my marketing agency, my closing rate was probably around 85%. Now, it's not because I'm the greatest salesperson. It was because 85% of the time, these people were already sold before they even got on a meeting with me. And they would just get on a meeting with me just to see whether my team and I would be a great fit for their business. They just wanted to make sure that I am the person who I say I was online. But all the organic content basically just sold them on working with me and my team. That was the beautiful part about content, because I didn't even really have to pitch them all that much. They already knew exactly what the setups would look like. They knew exactly who the teams were. They knew exactly where videos were going to be filmed. The only really thing that meeting was going to be all about is just the payment arrangements, right? Schedules and whatnot. So the finer details. So that's how I was able to close in over $300,000 worth of content services. It's a beautiful thing, ladies and gentlemen. It's a beautiful thing. You just got to make sure that you know exactly what you're selling. Like I said in the very beginning, know exactly what it is that you're selling. Know it better than anybody. Be so good where you can inject your product or your service into your customer's life. right? Understand what problem you're solving, because you can't really start a business if you're not solving a problem. You want to make sure that you can truly understand your customers' pain points and inject your product or your service into solving those pain points. And one thing I've said in the past is that if you can explain your customers' pain points better than they can, then they're gonna assume that you can solve their problems. So yes, that's it. Thank you for joining me in this video. It's been a pleasure. Hopefully you learned a thing or two from this video. I strive to become a better speaker. I know I'm not perfect right now, and I will never be perfect, but I definitely strive to be better every single day. And making these content is a way for me to practice of becoming a better speaker, all while providing you some value. So it's a big win-win for everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe. Follow me on Instagram if you want to connect, talk about business. I have people sending me messages about how to start a business, how to overcome certain roadblocks in running a business. So yes, follow me there, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.